Hey, it's Ted again. As you know, also, not only am I a civil rights activist many years, but I'm also a homeless activist. This is my 31st year being an activist against homelessness in downtown Los Angeles, which is considered the homeless capital of America and comparatively the world. And in this homeless capital is a section that they call Skid Row, Citrus City East. In that section is a compaction of homeless people, and we call that ground zero. It's an ugly thing. And over the years, I have fought on this matter and have done some pretty interesting things in LA. Just go and look up tedhayes.us or go to domevillage.us and you'll see the things I've been doing, domevillage.us. I was approached by a black man several years ago, around 2004, and he said to me, you know, brother, you're doing a great job with the homeless, but as long as the illegals have the attention of our government and getting the resources that belong to our people, you're never going to be able to help the homeless or our homeless veterans to get off these streets. I didn't want to hear that because I have a lot of friends who are Hispanic and Latinos and Mexicans, wonderful, wonderful friends of mine, right? And I was afraid that if I spoke up about this, that I would get attacked and be considered all kinds of a bad person if I did. But I had to look at this and I studied to see whether what this man was saying was true. And I discovered by reading my documents, the 14th Amendment, the Civil Rights Act of 1866, the U.S. Constitution, and other papers, I realized then that my people were threatened by this so-called illegal immigration, which, as I said before, which is an invasion. And I began to study, ladies and gentlemen, patriots, and I found out the truth about this matter. That as hard as I fight for the homeless people, no matter how hard I fight for them, you and I, as long as our federal government and the states are focused on taking the benefits that belong to U.S. citizens and our veterans and giving them to people who invaded our country, we'll never be able to get our homeless off the streets. You see, and that's why I began to deal with this issue of the illegal immigration invasion. Did you know that in America, we black folks in this country are like maybe 12% of the general population, yet they are over 60% of the homelessness population? And in Los Angeles, world-class city, black Angelinos are only 11% of the general population, yet in downtown LA on Skid Row, where the majority of the homeless are, at least 90% are black men and black women and their children. And then the others, whites, Hispanics, Jews, white folks, Mexicans, whoever. 90% of black men. And you have to think with Black Lives Matter and all this, and with the politicians talking about it, why does this exist? As my black friend told me, because our government is rogue and is putting its attention on people who invaded our country. Instead of arresting them and chasing them away, they welcome them. And what's happening? Evidence is they're taking from black people. What? 90% of the folks in downtown LA are black men. Refugees, the Constitution calls the slave descendants refugees. We haven't finished this. When we finish taking care of this business here, then we can think about someone else. This business is finishing what those 740,000 boys gave their lives over. We freed the chattel slaves. That was number one. Number two, we must see to it, according to the 14th Amendment, that the freed slaves and their descendant children experience a citizenship as is enjoyed by white citizens. Okay? When that is on an equitable basis, not an equal basis, on an equitable basis, that's when we can consider other people's needs. And we have a long way to go, America, before we do that.